You know how that Trump says that he wants you to work for benefits, where they're not abiding by that what he said, and so I work for a company that I'm disabled, and I just had my other hip replaced, so now I have two metal hips, but I still have back injury, so I can't do manual labor. I can't stand for very long, and I can't do very much. I can't do physical labor. I tried it a couple of years ago, and I just couldn't do it because of my back, but also the machinery that I was doing hurt my shoulder, and I had tendonitis in that shoulder, and it still acts up every so often. But the company I work for does pottery, and the I can't remember which one it pays for it because I'm on Medicare and Medicaid, but my insurance pays for my job for me to work at my job. But the because of Trump's big beautiful bill, they did the reduction on money to the state, so they reduced money for the state level insurance, and so that means that they cut my hours in half and reduced my pay to half. So right now it's like I that puts me in a place where I cannot go to my follow up because I have uh, a 6 month follow up after my hip replacement. I can't go to that because it's 60 miles away and I don't have the money for gas anymore. I cannot pay for gas now, and um, it's because they did their reduction. And Colorado doesn't have enough money to keep where it was at, so cutting. They're trying to do away. It's what I do is called supported employment for people that are disabled that can't get um, like I don't know what you call it, like normal jobs, mainstream jobs. They call it like competitive wages because where I'm at is not like competitive. Like not anyone could just work there. You have to be like a job coach or you have to be disabled to work there. And so they did that, and so then but the company that this company that I work for just switched names, or not names, but they got bought by another company, and I'm thinking about a lawsuit suing them because they they cut my hours in half, and they cut my time in half, or my money in half. So I'm making a lot less than I normally get, and so that's not enough for me to pay for gas to go to the store and going to like the grocery store and going to my doctor's appointments because I have a lot of doctor's appointments and they're not just like a few minutes away. Like some of them take like an hour and a half to go one way because that's where the closest that they have to what I need to the specialist. And so now I can't even go to my doctor's appointments. And since they didn't tell me that they cut my hours in half, the pay is a month behind. And so it was so February, it was $200, and normally I'm making a lot more than that. And so then my next check was a little bit higher. It was $300. So that's $500 for this whole month, but normally it's like a little bit. It's about double that, so I could pay for my like all my living expenses. But now they subtracted that, and now it's like, but they didn't tell me. They just let me go to work, let me work for my hours, and didn't tell me that my hours have been cut and my pay. So now I'm $600 in debt because they would not tell me about my hours or time. I want money because I my where I work is in Aurora, and I live 60 miles away. So I don't go into the office. They told everybody that goes to the office except for me. I'm the only one that lives furthest away, and the only reason why they kept me as long as they did because of that I'm like do the best work there, and it's like usually my stuff that I do not make it to the shelf before they're sold. I said I do pottery, and it's I'm gonna put there's a like what I normally do. I'm gonna put a link to my PayPal because I need help, like just anything, because it's like they want me to do competitive jobs. I've spent since I moved to Loveland. I've spent since since I moved up here. What was it? 2021. It was October 2021, and I've spent that whole time since October 2021 to get a job up here locally, and it's all the stuff that I can't do. So they want me to get a competitive job. So they want me. Voc Rehab got their budget cut too, but it's like Voc Rehab wants me to focus on a job that I cannot do. Why should I focus on a job I can't do? Why can't I focus on a job I can do? The supported employment was like the only job I can't. All right, that supported employment's the only job I can do. Why don't we focus on those? But the state of Colorado wants to do away with those, so that leaves all these disabled people without work. There's lots of disabled people that need the money because it's like Social Security SSDI does not pay enough to cover everything. So it's like I have a lot of appointments, a lot of doctor's appointments, and I can't go to them because of that. And so it's like they want to get rid of all the work. So then how am I supposed to drive to my appointments on just $100 a month? Because if I lost my job after all my bills and everything, I would just have $100 left. That's it. And that's not enough to... What if I need toilet paper? What if I need grocery? What if I need some other stuff? To me, it's just stupid. It's like, it started with Trump, because before Trump started messing with things, everything was fine. This is the longest job I've ever had, and I worked there since 2017. January 2017. This is the longest job I've ever had, and now they're treating me like shit because of Trump. And I don't like to get political, but it's because of the big, beautiful bill. The big, beautiful bill. There was a guy that I work with that said, "What network did I hear that on? That they're cutting my insurance." I'm like, they're not going to talk about my medical stuff on the news. That's a HIPAA violation. So under his name on my contacts, I call him HIPAA violation, and he says, "Why are you calling me HIPAA violation?" I'm like, because you want the news medias like NBC or Fox News, like the world news, like Fox News, MSNBC, stuff like that, headline news. You want them to talk about my medical stuff. Like, that's not stuff that they're going to be talking about on the national news. Oh yeah, Jacob got he has lost his insurance because whatever. It doesn't matter. It's like, it's just stupid, and it's like, I just need more money than a couple $100, and I'm to the point where I'm on a scooter right now. I'm thinking about, or actually I have to start tomorrow. I have to go panhandle for the extra money. And I'd rather be making these videos, but I can't make these videos. Like, I'm not getting anything out of these videos. I've asked for help, and no one's helping me. And it's like, I need monthly support for help that the government's not doing. And I know there's lots of other people in my same situation, and some of them have talked about committing crimes so they could go to the state hospital to get help, like to be able to get their needs taken care of. And that's not how it should be. This is the United States. It shouldn't be that. And that's basically what Trump wants anyways. He wants disabled people to be put into institutions, and that's what he wants. But it's the reason why Ronald Reagan had cut the state hospitals is because of the abuse. They're abusing kids and adults, and it's cheaper to have them live in a on a on the street. So it's like cheaper for them to live there than an institution, because it's like at like the state hospital, they charge $600 a day for somebody with disability to be there. Sometimes it's even more than that. Like, since I have a lot of medical problems, $600 and some a day plus transport to my medical appointments, taking me to my medical appointments, surgeries. So it's a lot cheaper for them to just let me or let people live in, like, I live in my own apartment, but there's some people that live in, like, they call them a host home provider or PCA, where someone takes care of them. That's still cheaper than having them go to the state hospital. And these homes, like 90% of the people that are these host home providers in Colorado are foreign immigrants. I'm not saying they're illegal immigrants. They're foreign immigrants. They've come here legally, and now they get help, or no, or they not get help. They help disabled people, and so this is just ridiculous. And so it's like, I cannot take me to my appointments and buy, like, even hygiene products. I can't buy hygiene products. I can't buy toothpaste, because it's like I got to pick my doctor's appointments, or some of my doctor's appointments, because I can only go to a couple a month now, where I was having several a month, and now I can only it's stupid, because I have several doctor's appointments a month just because of all my medical problems, and I can't get there.